Hey, this is Nick with Sellers Arena here, and I just wanted to go over a really important topic here, and that is ACoS. One of the metrics that we on Amazon focus on quite a bit when we're judging the performance of our accounts, our campaigns, and how our products are doing on Amazon. And I wanted to talk about, give you some really important advice when it comes to trying to optimize your ACoS and not trying to optimize it or lower it too quickly, because what can happen is when you try to lower your ACoS too quickly, you can completely kill your sales velocity if you're not careful. And one of the most important things you want to be trying to maintain on Amazon is your sales velocity. It's going to play a huge part in your ranking, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when we do want to try to lower our ACoS, when that's the goal, to try to dial this in, say our current overall ACoS is 31%, we're trying to get it down to like 25%, okay, for example. Now, one of the first things we want to do is look at, these campaigns that are driving a decent amount of sales. We don't necessarily want to say, okay, well, they're higher than my current ACoS, and I just want to cut them off completely. Like, I'm just going to pause that campaign. That's obviously not something you want to do. You need to dig into that each specific campaign and see what's working, what's not, and slowly but surely bring that ACoS down little by little. Okay, it's an iterative process that you need to do over time. Okay, you need to test a little by little, see what's going to work for each specific target within that campaign to get it lowered down slowly but surely. So for this campaign right here specifically, if we just focus on this one that's driving quite a bit of sales, number one, this is more of the macro level of the overall account and how the overall PPC is doing for the account for the last 30 days. This is just looking at one specific campaign. Okay, so this is more of a micro level. All right, so if we see this one's driving 15K in sales the last 30 days, 36% ACoS. Now we want to look at getting this down to 30%. We go from 36% down to 30%, little by little. Now, once we get this down to 30%, we can look at maybe trying to push it a little further if we're still maintaining the same amount of sales per month, if that's our goal, if we need to keep the sales velocity on this campaign. And potentially you can also see some targets in here that you can boost up as you're going in and looking at the targets and seeing things that are performing well. You can boost the bids up on those so they get more traffic while you reduce others and they can get less. Okay, but if we go in here and look at the targets in this specific campaign, okay, so we'll go ahead and jump over here and we'll look at some of the ACoS. We'll just get an example here of something that's generating a lot of sales. Okay, so say again, our current ACoS is 36% for the account. We're trying to get down to 30. Okay, this one is doing great. It's under our target. Okay, this is something that we could potentially boost up in bid. We could try that. We could try to drive more traffic to this because we have room to grow here. We have room to maybe squeeze some more sales out of this specific keyword and increase this ACoS, but still be profitable. Okay, whereas this one, maybe not. Okay, this is over our current target ACoS. Maybe we want to try to reduce that. But what I would look at first is the ones that are far over the ACoS. So the ones that are doing okay, maybe we want to leave those alone and just deal with the ones that are doing really poorly in the account first. Okay, let's look at those first and see if we can get those lowered down first. Because these ones that are doing decent, they're still driving quite a bit of sales. This one, this one, this one. So we want to keep those going, okay, as much as possible while we try to lower down the ones that are doing really bad. Okay, so again, this one right here, again, we're trying to get down to 30%, but maybe we don't want to mess with this one quite yet, again, or this one. So again, any of these that are over our target that are driving a decent amount of sales, we want to hang on to those while we're cutting off the ones that have a really poor ACoS. Okay, so we want to look at lowering the bids even further on some of these that are not doing well at all. Okay, and potentially eliminating them if they have maybe no sales at all and we've tested them enough. Okay, if we've looked at the amount of clicks they've gotten, we've tested them enough, maybe we reduce them even further. We can see here, some of these are being reduced pretty low at this point in this specific campaign. But at the same time, they are still getting some sales, so we are hanging on to them at some point. They're just not doing as well as we would like. So again, we're reducing the bid. So with that said, one of the ways you can think about it is to maybe reduce the bid 10 or 15% at a time as you're trying to reduce the bids on these specific keywords that are doing poorly. Okay, again, test 10%, maybe 15% at a time, go more aggressive. Or again, if it's already met your click threshold and it hasn't gotten any sales at all, maybe it's time to cut that one off completely and then come back and test that one later. And what I mean by coming back and testing that one later, maybe your product has very low reviews right now. Maybe your listing is not completely optimized right now. Maybe you have some improvements to make. Then you come back after you've gotten more reviews, after you've fixed the bad photos or improved the copy on your listing. Then you come back and add those keywords back in, maybe to a new campaign, and retest them and see if they perform better now that you've done those optimizations. All right, so give these things a try, keep these things in mind, and try not to focus on the ACoS too much and try to optimize it too quickly. The most important thing, especially when you're getting started with your product on Amazon, is sales, and that sales velocity. You want to keep that up and get your rank up so you can compete and with those top competitors, and also get more reviews on your products, and really climb up the ranks in that regard also. All right, so if you got some value out of this video, make sure you give me a like and also subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.